Hello and welcome to America's Heartland. I'm Paul Ryan. It's the final act in an exciting and unpredictable play, the culmination of months of planning, hard work, sweat, and a few prayers. Harvest time in the Heartland, where hopes for a successful season are fulfilled or shattered. I recently visited two farm families in Washington State as they began their wheat harvest, an event offering frenzied activity, nervous energy, and remarkable beauty. Covering more than 10,000 square miles across two states, it's called simply the Palouse. Blessed with abundant sunshine and rich soil, the region ranks with wheat-producing giants like Kansas, the Dakotas, and Oklahoma. The Palouse Indians of eastern Washington and northwestern Idaho once roamed this sea of rolling hills. Today, it produces better than 160 million bushels of soft white wheat per year. Irrigation is rare. Reliable rainfall helps farmers here create one of the highest wheat yields per acre in the world.
We seed it usually about the third week of September. It actually grows, gets about 3 inches tall, and then goes into the winter time where the entire plant completely freezes. And it has to go through that process or it won't produce a head when spring comes around.
By midsummer, the harvest begins in earnest. On a good day, a farmer working alone can cut 80 acres, much easier and more efficient than in years past when teams of horses provided the muscle, the horsepower during harvest. Wheat farming here in eastern Washington is very different than wheat farming in, say, Kansas or Nebraska. Here, it is very hilly and can be quite steep, and for the farmer, that presents both a challenge and a greater expense. Steve Apple is a third-generation wheat farmer in an especially hilly spot called Dusty. Steve's personal combine lacks a leveling device that prevents dangerous rollovers. Adding a leveler would set Steve back tens of thousands of dollars, and that's only the beginning.
As far as dryland wheat farming goes, our biggest costs after land and equipment are fertilizer and fuel. And fertilizers, of course, are made from natural gas, so you can imagine when your natural gas bill goes up for your home and doubles in price, it's going to do the same thing to our fertilizer prices, and the same, of course, with our fuel.
A hard-working combine can burn more than $500 of gas per day, but the end result is worth the expense.
If you take a look at the head here of the wheat, you'll see that it's got awns all over it and chaff, and the seeds the kernels are inside that, and what a combine does is literally rub the head like that. Of course, it doesn't have hands to do it, but anyway, it does that. And as you notice now, we've got it kind of all ground up here. And that's what a combine does. And then it blows on it while it drops it through the air, and there you have your wheat seeds. These are the kernels of wheat that are then milled into flour.
Wheat has played a powerful role in human history. The first widely planted grain, it turned hunter-gatherers into farmers, people who abandoned nomadic ways to form communities, cities, and great civilizations. The first Washington wheat farmers were largely German-Russian immigrants who settled here in the 1880s. Those bygone days are captured at the Train Depot Museum in Ritzville, Washington. Ann Olson comes from a long line of wheat farmers.
I'm not sure even I can imagine what it was like. It had to be so difficult. The women went out into the field in a cook shack and cooked meals, 3 meals a day, hearty meals a day, because they not only had to feed the workers, but they had to feed horses. It would take 16 to 32 horses to run a combine and a thrasher and the equipment out in the field.
Make no mistake, crews today still work up powerful appetites. The noonday dinner is a multi-course spread served in the farmhouse versus out in the field.
Start dishing up, guys. Okay.
Yep, help yourself.
Only about 10% of the Palouse's soft white winter wheat will end up on the Heartland's dinner tables. Most of it's exported. It'll go by rail, truck, or barge down the Columbia River to Portland, Oregon, and from there overseas to become flatbread, crackers, pastries. Randy Cease is also its traveling ambassador.
We just got back from Central America, and they use a lot of it down there for cookies and crackers. That's been kind of interesting because they hadn't traditionally been buying our soft white wheat. They'd been buying soft red winter. So we, after we got home, we decided we'd send them down a 20,000 ton sample. And they just milled it, and they ran it, and they like it, and they actually made their first purchase. So we had a real good success story.
I always say that when God created the heavens and the earth, he got done, and he looked down at the Palouse and said, "This will be wheat country and nothing else."